be back. The machinist is ready. What should I play? I can play anything. Today we start Eden. Unbone. The hell? Wait, what? Where is it? What is this weather? Dust storms? Did I do my fates? No. Sorry to drag you all the way out here. I have a feeling you'll miss this place when you see where we're going next. It's a blessing to see thee so hale. I hope the desert creatures didn't give you too much trouble on the way here. I doubt they pose any sort of challenge to him. Would that I could say the same with confidence about whatever fiend may be waiting for us out there. Even if the light and that rain sense turns out to be nothing of consequence, the empty is hardly the most welcoming of places. Anything that could survive out there is not to be trifled with. Moreover, it should be reiterated that the light-blasted wasteland poseth as severe a threat as any foe we might face. In any event, we are in the agreement that this phenomenon doth warrant investigation, though the lack of more precise means of navigation we must needs rely on Rin's innate ability to guide us. I have formed several hypotheses regarding the nature of the light, but speculation is a poor substitute for first-hand observation. There will be plenty of time for us to talk about it on the way. Is the Sky Slipper ready, Thinker? Ready to take us wherever we need to go, aye? Back again to before if we meet it. What? Though the light hath been expunged from Norvrent, the ambient aether of the empty is still corrupted. Dangerously so, in fact. The flood of light devastated everything in its wake. The soil, the air, the water, all rendered incapable of supporting life. 'Tis due to this imbalance that the empty remaineth utterly uninhabitable, even a century thereafter. That's why we're taking every possible precaution between the etherometers I've packed and Rin's unique abilities. We should be able to detect measure any fluctuations in our alignments. According to the Questin scouts, a few days out there won't affect us any notable degree. Much longer than that, and we risks becoming sin eaters. Since we still don't know how chocobos and Amaro will fare in the empty, we opted for a more mechanical mode of transportation. This comes courtesy of the researchers at the Mean. We found it in the Crystal Tower and restored it to working order. It's quite safe, I promise. The person in charge said he'll have parts delivered from the Custarium, should anything break. He seemed quite eager to see what we would bring back from the empty. Even though I told him we're not hunting for treasure, I'll introduce you if we have a chance to stop by Moritz-suk at some point. Anyway, I think that covers everything. When you're ready to leave, just say the word. The Empty. Nice name. With a name like The Empty, I wasn't expecting much in the way of pleasant scenery, but this is downright depressing. To look on the land swallowed by the flood with mine own eyes, 'tis a chilling sight indeed. Approximately 9/10 of this world are like this, or as this, a slate all but wiped clean. Were it not for the warriors of darkness and Minfilia. Green, are you sure we're headed in the right direction? Yes, I'm certain. There's no telling how far away it is, though. Nothing for it but to keep going then. You two back there may as well take a nap. I have a feeling we're a good few moms ahead of us. I have to say, it's a touch larger than I was expecting. And is it sleeping? A bird? No, it's waking up. I don't like the sound of that. Is it a light warden? No, I don't think so. Instead of being filled with light, it is light. The first Sin Eater. Long have I strived to unravel the mysteries surrounding the flood of light, to discover what set that terrible cataclysm set in motion. Every thread led to the same conclusion, the same single point. Or single being. I have reason to believe that the entity we see before us is this first Sin Eater, the instigator of the flood, the very foe Minfilia vanquished a century ago. She gave everything she had, and won. This abomination can undo her work. The possibility cannot be denied, though it is oft said that the destruction and creation are but the two sides of the same coin. Rain, knowest thou of what I speak? The power to shape reality, to bend the laws of nature, for what was once shattered may be forged anew. That's all well and good, but don't you think we should give it a name first? Eden. Utopia and Fae. This is the word I wanted. My most auspicious title, Utopia. Now that that's settled, perhaps we should find a spot to set up camp. I even brought a couple of tents on the off chance, but pitching the damnedest things is something of a fine art. Does anyone fancy helping me? Utopia is what Emmett Silk's people were like. Though frequent rest may lie allay the symptoms of prolonged exposure to the empty's ambient aether, 'twould be unwise to linger here overlong. There's Thancred. Never realized that putting tents up could be such a bother. Still, I'm glad that we got there in the end. Thancred should be back from scouting the areas, and once he's here, we can plan our next move. Artifacts. Ghoul Ghoul or Yal Yal? Mordsuk. Where's Mordsuk again? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Deploy the core. I wonder what's taking Thancred so long. Ah, there he is. Well, that was rather uneventful, not that I'm complaining. Did you find anything? No, thankfully. There's naught but barren plains in every direction. Apart from Eden, obviously. I tried approaching it, and the brute didn't even seem to notice me. I thought it best not to tempt fate, so I withdrew. I should act now, before it's fully awake. Meaning what, exactly? Well, I think about the flood. When I think about the flood of light, I get the feeling that rather than destroying everything in its path, what it actually did was stop the flow of aether. Of course, that means that all the plants, animals, and people here could no longer survive. They must have crumbled it to dust in the years since, but the aether is still here, lying dormant. If Eden is the one that caused it, maybe it can get it flowing again. I don't know for certain, but I think I can use Eden to bring life back to the empty. Now hold on a moment. What makes you think that that's even possible? And how do you expect to control that kind of power? Rin's aspirations may not be as preposterous as thou dost surmise. I believe Ophelia halted the flood of light's advance not by destroying Eden, but by silencing it, and in so doing, she have gifted us an opportunity too precious to waste. Even now, the flame of hope burns on. I, as Opphelia's successor, it standeth to reason that Rin doth possess the means to exert her will over Eden, but such a monumental task is not to be taken lightly. What sayest thou, Glide? It'll put Rin's life at risk! There's more at stake than just my life. If Eden is allowed to awaken, who knows what would happen? I have to try. Well, very well, Rin. You've made up your mind, so how should we go about this? I have an idea. I've been studying it carefully ever since we arrived, and it seems to me that the light is more concentrated at a certain point. I suppose you could call it the core. The giant Talos... Oh, hold on. The giant Talos had core too. Like a beating heart, it controlled the flow of aether. If Eden's core is the same, perhaps we could use it to restore the etheric balance. The theory is certainly sound. By employing Ethernet shards and as beacons, mayhaps we could trace the etherical flow to Eden's core, and in so doing secure the means to teleport to the very heart of the beast. Thankfully, the Settlement Council has kindly furnished us with a plethora of apparatus by which to perform such feats. However, we must needs first have Rin study the entity's interior and chart us a suitable course. Once we have reached our destination, I shall fabricate a means by which you may directly communicate with Eden, and mayhap exert a measure of control over it. You can really do that, Uriaja? All credit is due to our dear friend, a gentle soul long since departed who imparted to me a wealth of knowledge concerning aetherology. Although I am certain she would be all too quick to chastise my methodology. Excuse me for interrupting this trip down memory lane, but I don't imagine that Eden will be too happy about us rummaging around its innards, for want of a better term. All seriousness, though, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some sort of welcoming party arranged for intruders. Perhaps you had best lead the way, right? It's true that he's the only one who can defeat the Light Warden, but I'd rather not rely on him any more than we have to. Yes, I haven't forgotten what happened when he absorbed too much light, but as Alice said, making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. Now, I wish I could put down importance myself, but the simple fact is I can't, and there's no point pretending I can. That's why I'm asking Glad. Then perhaps I could... You already had a job to do, remember? The only reason this plan even has a chance of success is because of your involvement. We need you to concentrate on the task at hand and guide us to the core. Not only that, you'll have to keep an eye on its Eden itself, and if we somehow manage to make it angry, get us out of there. Are you sure you want to go through with this? This'll have to do. I won't let you down. Though we will remain here, Rin and I shall do our utmost to guide thee along the ethereal cold stream. After thou hast breached the exterior, we shall remain in contact via these link pearls, courtesy of our comrades in the Castarian. Being relics salvaged from the Crystal Tower, I fear that may be somewhat less reliable than those to which thou art accustomed. Do 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 do. Who are we fighting? 3 crew members, nice. Eden's Gate, Resurrection. Oh, what are you doing? We lost. Oh wow, what? I don't know. The teleportation apparatus hath been calibrated successfully, and I believe that probability of irreversible designation is rather low. We're ready when you're ready. I should look up the mechanics. What is this called? There's 3 distinct phases. Anytime the boss jumps to a corner, move towards it, as it will be casting pure light. Careful not to touch the electric wall. Bring the Vice and Virtue black puddles to the sides of the room, as They take a while to fade. Do not touch the edge of the arena. Pure light. What is pure light? There are a great deal of AoEs going out during this phase. Keep an eye where you're standing and identified and targeted by for the triple paradise loss. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know. I don't know what's about that. Be careful, huge amounts of ether are rushing to the core. Wait, what's that? Eden Prime, Keeper of Knowledge. Alright, we're just going. Spear of Paradise. Eden's Gravity. Why is my puddle the only one still there? What happened? Can't see. What's happening? It's under us. What is this? What? I didn't see this mechanic. What is this? What is happening? This is why I don't do that, man. Easy peasy. What is this? Are people needing this stuff? What is this? I don't know what this is. Need? Everybody needs? I don't know what this is, but I'll take it. Did I get anything? I got pants. Alright, well. It seems that Thanker's prediction about there being some sort of guardian was right. Thankfully, it was nothing that you couldn't handle. And I'm glad to say that you haven't absorbed any light either. So far, so good. Now that the way is clear, the Aethernet shards can send us to the core and back whenever we need. Why don't we give them a try? Standing around and waiting is hardly any my forte, though I dare say I'm more suited to this than whatever Uraj is doing. Though the apparatus is now in place, a number of minute adjustments must needs be made before attempting to assert control over Eden. Once Uraj has activated the device, it's my turn. It's my turn! The time hath come, Rin. Watch over me, Minfilia. Is this supposed to happen? Eden is offering considerable resistance. Not now, not when I'm so close. Iranja. I'm unharmed. But what of Rain? No, you listen to me. Rain, be careful. Oh? Is this the mount? What is going on? Where am I? Well, I'm glad that's over, but for how long? The beast's fury hath subsided. One fell swoop. It worked. I'm in control now, I think. Although I'm not now linked to Eden, I still need to figure out how to give it commands. Pray tell, what caused it to convulse so violently? It must have been when Eden rose into the air. I'm still struggling to stop it from drifting too far from the camp. Even now, thou art our... Reen, what's going on? Above us. Something is coming this way. An enemy. But how dost thou... could it be a Sin Eater? I can't see them clearly, but no, that's impossible. What is it? They're inside too. Lots of them, trying to reach the core. Uninvited guests, huh? If I'd known they were coming, I would have tidied the place up. Japes are a poor substitute for a viable stratagem. In that case, I just suggest that you and I deal with the ones who are already inside. Inglide can welcome our airborne adversary. Adversary. Rain, find out if Eden has any defenses we can make use of, preferably ones that don't recognize us as the enemy. I'm not sure about that, but I can use the Aether Currents to send you wherever you need to go. That's my girl. Alright, everyone. We've got work to do. From what I can tell, Eden is able to form simple structures by redirecting Aether, so I'll try to give you something to stand on. When you're ready, head over for that portal over there. Why does Reen so know so much? She's so knowledgeable, I feel. Descent. The lore is really quick. It seems like, I don't know, after Alexander, maybe they're trying to get them quick or something. Come on, Eden, show me what you can do. The Alpha Escape, Delta Escape, whatever, that was pretty quick, and it seems like this is the pace they want for the raids. And I like this pace, but I don't know, I liked Alexander the most, so I don't know. Descent. Okay. Search some mechanics. Oh boy. Phase 1, there isn't much to support a clear phase breakdown in this counter, but there is a section at the end that repeats, you can fall off this platform. Doom Void Guillotine. Voidwalker will create a linear AoE. What is this? Why is this not complete? And why? Oh my lord. Oh my lord, what is this? Is that us? Antithesis Manifest. Voidwalker. These mechanics, I don't understand them. Why'd someone just stand in it? I think they went somewhere I was going, as if I wasn't the first one. Your fate is sealed. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. What are these clocks? What was it, a delayed stack? This is, they're not attacking, so I won't attack, I guess. Do I just do nothing? I don't know, these guys aren't doing anything. What am I supposed to do here? I have no clue what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to attack. think I could still attack, but it's not sure. You have to get those, or what? Isn't this time? I'm gonna attack. See what happens. Oh. No. Ah, I got baited. Are you supposed to go for the thing first, then go to the that stuff? There's two people raising, if you guys don't realize. There's one right there, guys. This guy disconnected. He lost a tank. I think we could kill it. Okay, I don't know what's happening. It's whatever, it's not important. There's the delayed stack. That's one thing I noticed, and that's about it, really. Oh no, is this guy on the loot table? Oh jeez. Wait, this is the weeaboo. This is the same person. What? They both know each other. The same two people from the last one. One. Why does this keep happening? Oh, what's going on here? Who is this? What? Thank goodness you're unharmed. Where were you? We came as soon as we took care of our unwanted guests. They were a stubborn bunch and quite unlike anything I've ever seen in the first. No, I won't let you. Damn the light. Damn you all. Wait! He's my friend! Who are you? What do you want? What are you taking the charge? What? Hello, guys. We let Ren take charge? Why am I here? What is happening? She's alive, but there's something strange about her ether. She didn't seem too pleased with Rin taking control of Eden, which may be what caused her to appear out of the blue. Beyond that, it's anyone's guess. 'Tis plain she is not a Sin Eater, not even in part as Vothri was. Yet this knowledge does little to assuage my fears, for she is nonetheless possessed of a power most terrible. Oh, I'm bugging. Shit. On the other hand, if she's feeling cooperative, she might be able to tell us more about Eden. I'll keep an eye on her until she wakes up. There's no telling what will happen when she does, but I'll make it clear that we mean her no harm. Well, no further harm at the very least. Obviously, it's not a good idea to bring her inside Eden. It's likely that reaching the core was her aim from the outset, so I'll take her to the camp. Now that things have been settled down, I should get back inside and try strengthening my link to Eden. I got a whole bunch of stuff there. I don't know what they do though. I have yet to discover the means by which the exterior was breached, though 'twould appear that the fiends that Thancred and I slew were of similar nature to those led by thine own adversary, Void Sent in other words. Although I had my hands full trying to control Eden, I caught a glimpse of your battle. That power, I've never seen anything like it. What thou witnessed was the tearing of the very fabric of reality, the creation of a rift through which Void Scent may enter. But pray tell, Rin, didst thou make any other observations? I couldn't sense any lights at all in that girl or her servants, and I can't really explain how, but she reminded me of Emmett Selk. Though I think it unlikely that she is an Ashian, she may yet be a thrall to the Zodiac. Maybe we'll be able to find out more once she's woken up. In the meantime, I'll try to improve my control over Eden. It seems to be listening more than before, instead of screaming at me like it was in the beginning. And that's not all. I've made an exciting discovery. Nor any drop to drink. I feel a lot more confident in my ability to control Eden now. Of course, this is only the beginning, and we shall accompany thee wheresoever this path may lead. But pray tell, what manner of discovery hast thou made? I understand how Eden's power works, and therefore the true nature. Oh damn! Shit. The true nature of the flood of light? Yes, it affected the balance of all of the ether in the empty, shifting it so far towards the umbral that it stopped flowing altogether. The power to tip the scales. And to think to tip. The trouble is, I haven't the foggiest idea of where to start. And if I go about this the wrong way, I'll do more harm than good. Thou needest not bear this burden alone, Rin, nor should thou. 'Tis no simple matter of awakening that which lies dormant. All things in nature are inextricably linked. The elements maintain a fragile harmony, without which life cannot prosper. So what do we do? What should we do? A solution hath begun to take shape in my mind, though it will require further discussion. For the time being, let us return to the camp. It would be remiss of us not to involve Thancred. I'm curious to know what connection that girl has to Eden. If only she'd told us a bit more before she collapsed. She's still soundly. Still sleeping soundly, I'm afraid. If I'd known she'd taken so long to come around, I'd have brought a good book or two to pass the time. My friends, I believe I have struck upon a method by which we may see this world restored. Roger, before you can go any further, allow me to make a potentially very long story slightly shorter. The plan is to control Eden and realign the aether of the empty, right? In essence, yes. However, unleashing elemental energies haphazardly will not suffice. In addition, the empty is unfathomably vast, where we only able to effect change over one small region at a time. It would take many lifetimes to complete even a fraction of our task. Instead of our energies would be better spent revitalizing each element in order that we might set in motion a more widespread transformation. One at a time. I hate to say this, but I don't think Eden will be able to draw out a single element without affecting the others. For the very reason we shall select a location in which the ambient aether we wish to restore is at its most potent. Even in a dormant state, certain elements will be more prevalent and therefore more easily manipulated. Then we may rebalance. Oh, okay. We rebalance the aether and return it to the land, whereupon it shall be borne on ethereal currents to the farthest reaches of the empty. But what's to prevent the element from breaking free of Eden's hold on, causing a disaster of some sort? It must needs be contained. The question is how? Glide, indulge me a moment if thou wildest. Pray imagine a corporeal manifestation of each of the indivisible elements. What dost thou see in thy mind's eye? Moogles? Mayhap thou art afeard to utter the fateful word, for to even speak the name primal is to invite misfortune. Though invite it we must, as the aether is drawn forth and realigned by Eden, we shall perform a summoning as Master Louisoix once did on the fields of Carteneau. As one who hath laid low countless primals, thy memories will shape the aether into a deiform entity, which must subsequently be dispersed in the traditional fashion. So defeated, in other words? But is that even possible? I break my fast on primals? Whatever. Let's not forget, 'twill be no more than an approximation of a foe thou hast previously bested. I have every confidence in thine abilities, Glide. As do I, though it might help to have some idea of what you will be up against. Have you decided which element to tackle first? I propose water, the source of all life. As for the location, an area to the west of Novrent was once home to the world's deepest ocean. Alas, the flood of light reduced it to a yawning chasm. Water, yes, that seems like a good choice. I'll see if Eden can take us where we need to go. And I shall prepare for the summoning. Thancred, wouldst thou keep watch over our enigmatic antagonist? She may have vital information to impart. In the event that she becometh agitated, thou mayest have need to restrain her. Someone's got to do it, I suppose. I'll be praying for your success while I wait here twiddling my thumbs. Still, I must say I don't envy you being caught up in yet another one of Urage's madcap schemes. Though, come to think of it, if the creature you must fight is born from your own memories and imagination, why don't you try thinking of something a bit tamer than the primals you fought in the past? Perhaps that's not how it works. Anyway, best of luck. Reen's acquitted herself well in this whole Eden business, but I think she needs to slow down a bit. We're in no hurry after all. Leviathan is the ideal candidate to embody the element of water. Be warned that the circumstances of said summoning differ greatly from that of the primal encountered in the source, and the results are difficult to predict. Eden seems to be responding well to my instructions, so we should reach our destination in no time at all. Alright, this is the place. I'll see if I can draw out the water aspect of Dathan. The rest is up to you, Glide. Memories of Leviathan came flooding back. So we're redoing the primals again? Ah, shit. Is this whole expansion an excuse to reuse assets? It would appear that the summoning was a success, though Leviathan hath yet to reveal himself. When you're ready, I'll have Eden teleport you there. Inundation. Oh my god. Okay, let me get the mechanics up. Leviathan. Tidal roar. Oh my lord, man. So many mechanics. I need this. Tidal wave. Leviathan summons a spout of water at the eastern or western edge of the arena. After modded array, the spouts will push the entire array to set a distance. As a result, all players will move as close to the spout as possible. Okay. Watch for tidal wave. He has a one-shot kill, undersea quake. Oh, you go to the center. AoE knockback marker. After a brief delay, the entire raid will be knocked away from the marked player, forcing everyone to position themselves so that they do not fall off the platform. Oh my lord. What am I looking at? Oh my god. This is ridiculous. This is one thing I'll look a video at so I don't mess up. I don't want to knock everybody back if I get the debuff. Oh, that's it? So... Oh, it's not that. Okay. I see. Because that's something that could kill everybody if you mess it up. Eden's Gate Inundation. Tidal wave! Get over here! Someone rescue! Rescue that person! Glide! I'll use Eden's power! Wait, is there no knockback thing? Did this get nerfed? No way. I think there's supposed to be a knockback thing. There's no knockback thing. Tsunami? Oh, there it is. That wasn't that bad. You can't really die from that, I don't feel. That knockback was weak. Maelstrom. What do we do? Rip currents. Tidal wave incoming. That's pretty nice. Okay, I see. What is all this? Alright. A most emphatic victory. Unfortunately, we cannot yet be certain if the Aether is behaving as predicted. Yowie wowie. I said yowie wowie. That was incredible. Is that what the primal looks like? Yeah. Except it has one head usually. Oh, not quite the same then. But why is that? The Leviathan of the Source was summoned by the Sahagin, to whom he was no less than a god. Without their faith, the deformed entity that we brought into existence differed on a fundamental level, though it was no less formidable. The manifestation relied upon Glide's experiences of Leviathan and may have been influenced by recollections of other water-aspected beings, leading to further discrepancies. Yeah, okay. Memories brought to life. That's kind of the theme of all this post-Shadowbringer content. But I still can't tell if our plan actually worked. It's just like the Bajjada and Gangos, whatever. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. This is a nostalgia expansion. How goes it? If you finish slaying your primal, or whatever it is, I suggest you get back here on the double. There's something you ought to see. What could that be? Evidently, our only recourse is to return to our base of operations forthwith. More donut, more donut. Hey, this is definitely a mount or something. Determination. I forget what the determination is. What you got for us, Thancred? Why is she always running? Glide, look! I hope she's in Endwalker. It's a pretty good character. But she's probably gonna stay here in this first. By the 12's good grace, 'tis a marvel to behold. Oh damn. Wrong things. I never thought that a whole lake would suddenly appear like this. Oh, I just noticed, what? And we're just getting started. I only hope the burden is not too much for you, Glide. Yosh! I need to play that on the flute. Such a profound transformation, though the change appeareth to be limited to an area no more than a few moms in diameter. You know, when I first heard Urage's plan, I didn't know what to expect, but then that enormous crystal appeared and water came gushing forth and, well... Super seismic. Super size me? I think this proves that the water aspect of the Aether is no longer lying dormant, so which element should we realign next, Uraja? I propose Earth. Should we succeed in returning the soil's life-giving energy, the empty shall become capable of supporting the growth of flora. Imagine that, the forest is empty. But before we begin, I'd like to know how that girl is doing. Still sounds asleep. She didn't so much as stir even when I took her helmet off. I thought it might be getting a bit stuffy in there, and I was curious to know what sort of person we're dealing with. She seemed surprisingly normal, not at all like your usual voice sense. I'd say she's around the same age as you, Reen. Perhaps a little older. Well, whoever she is, we should let her rest while we concentrate on the task at hand. As much as I'd love to go with you, I'd best stay here in case she wakes up and is feeling less than cooperative. And while I wait here wishing I had something to read, my thoughts will be with you as you fly off to face the next opponent. It must be a strange feeling to bring something into existence through your own willpower, only to slay it immediately after. I almost feel sorry for the poor things. All the same, I wish you luck. If all goes well, we won't be waiting for long. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can see the results. Do 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 do. Once more until the empty, dear friend. Thou art prepared, I presume. Now, before we embark on our journey, there is one question I feel I should ask. Where are we going? I would suggest a certain region that lieth east of Norrent, which was once home to the great Mount Atlas. And for the earth-aspected primal we wish to invoke, what could be a more fitting choice than Titan? I don't think I've heard of that one. What is it like? He is worshipped by the kobolds. Thancred mentioned those. They're the world's equivalent of the Mord, yes? But if our last battle is anything to go by, this one will be different from the Titan that Glide remembers, yes? Aye, 'twould be wise to consider the two as entirely separate beings. As such, thou must needs conceive new stratagems if thou art to triumph in the battle to come. Past experience will avail thee not, I fear. Alright, Glide, once you're ready, we'll be on our way. It took a while, but we finally arrived. Ready? Sepulture. What do these names mean? I've got no clue. Remember, the primal will almost assuredly be vastly different from the which thou didst lay on the source. The terrain around here seems a bit rough, but Eden can give you something more level to stand on. You mean a platform? Okay, what are we doing next? Sepulture. This looks like a lot. Voice of the link, make note of the grids of tiles that make up the arena floor. Also make note of the lack of walls. You can fall off. This is Titan after all. Anything and everything will attempt to knock you off the arena, especially abilities with landslide in the lane. Use your knockback prevention abilities liberally. Do I have? No, I don't. I have corpse of corpse. Voice of land, arena wide, an 8-pointed star, or 8 tiles will light up and explode. The tank buster cleaves, calls down 2 massive boulders that do proximity damage. What the hell am I reading? Dude, why is there like 6 phases to this? Iguzo! Was that extreme? Maybe that was extreme. Or savage, whatever. I don't know. Is Jack up? Eden's Gate, Sepulture. Heritor of Crags, Titan. This looks like the Final Fantasy 15. Well, it's more humanly, but who was that? That's this Grand Drag knows what he's doing. Where'd it go? This side? Oh. What? Why is there a glowing one then? What's the glowing one for? I don't understand. Massive landslide? Oh boy, what's happening? I panicked and spammed it. Are we continuing this? Or is I panicked, Rez. Unbelievable, man. I pressed it. Like, why is he standing there and that's the shadow? What's going on? Why is the boss facing this way? I guess the glowing one means it's gonna break. I don't know. don't know. I don't know what's happening with these rocks. Oh, he puts them on the four corners, and you're supposed to pick a side or whatever. And go to the middle. So you... Oh, this guy. He knows what he's doing. What the? Nope. Okay, I see, I see. Did I get my res off? Oh my god, my macro! I don't know if it went through it. I gotta pay attention. Okay, okay. You guys want to go limit break? What? Really? I panic a little. Do a little trolling today. We do a little trolling. Whoa, what the hell? Eden's gate complete. Oh, minions. I'm gonna run out of freaking inventory space. I don't know, I just threw out the true Griffin thing. Oh god. Well fought, Glide. Well fought indeed. That thou wert able to triumph over this avatar of primordial rage is testament to thy puissance. Welcome back. You must have been exhausted. For a creature made of rock, he is a lot more agile than I was expecting. I wonder, was the Titan of your world a tough opponent too? He never stood a chance against me. Well, having seen the way you fight, I can believe that. But more importantly, you've defeated another elemental being, which means we're a step closer to reclaiming the empty. I can't wait to see how much of a difference we've made this time. God damn. Did we really do all of this? Earth. Aye, 'twould appear that balance has returned to the element of earth, and yet the transformation hath affected only the immediate vicinity, whereas the land beyond this lake doth remain unchanged. 'Tis passing strange indeed. Did we do something wrong? Though this falleth short of the outcome I had envisioned, 'tis plain our efforts were not in vain. Mayhap this localized phenomenon is the result of an intersection of etherical currents. Therefore, it is reason to assume that similar locations in the empty have undergone comparable alterations. Then the aether will spread out from these points to cover the rest of... The rest of what, Rin? The rest of what? Ah, damn. Whoa! Rain! Who got the minion? Me? What is this? Damn lures. Are you alright? Perhaps asserting her will over Eden hath taken its toll. The next piece of the puzzle. It's nothing. That didn't look like nothing to me. You'd better lie down for a while. No, I'm fine. Anyway, we'd still got work to do. Nay, Thancred hath the right of it. 'Twould be unwise to exert thyself overmuch. I appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing. Orin, thou knowest not the strain thou dost place on thyself. Though the elements of water and earth have been restored, continued exposure to the empty's stagnant aether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength. Now that you mention it, I've been feeling a bit out of sorts ever since we got here. Hmm. I should probably get away from the empty and rest a while. Pray do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first two elements have produced unexpected results, and I require time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask thee to refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades. Why? I thought they'd welcome the news. And indeed they shall, once we have more to show for our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk unless absolutely necessary. You have their best interests at heart, I'm sure, but to be perfectly honest, I'd prefer not to keep secrets from the people that I trust with my life. I don't want to make a habit of this, but I'll do as you ask. It seems to me that Rin isn't the only one who would benefit from a change of scenery. Our Sleeping Beauty would likely fare better in more hospitable surroundings. We'll need to have our associates from the Crystarium organize a safe place for us to stay. If you and Glide could go on ahead and have a word with them in Mordsuk, we'll catch up with you once Ranger has finished. Or whatever it is he needs you to do. Perhaps, though, too should accompany her on the return journey. I dare say she would be glad of thy presence. No, not this time. She's come such a long way since we first met, and I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying in the First forever. The time will come for Reen and I to part ways, and for her to follow her own path. I know you would understand this too, Raja. I see you trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible while you still can, and to her credit, she's actually taking most of it in. Reen is possessed of a natural affinity for ethology, unlike some who shall remain unnamed. A natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, or more like, though come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me at all. However, like these, she is predisposed to brooding silence in lieu of voicing concerns. However, like thee, she is predisposed to brooding in silence in lieu of voicing her concerns. It says the master of keeping his cards close to his chest. Anyway, Glide would better take the sky slipper with Rin. It's true that she's been through a lot lately, but so have you. We'll need you ready for the challenges that lie ahead, so go on and get some rest. We shall await news of thy safe arrival in Amarin. Alright, well I guess that's where I stop. We'll have to decide it's worth posting Crystarium guards to watch over Eden while we're gone. As there's little risk of our camp being ransacked, it may be left unattuned in our absence. What? What the hell? It seems like you were all having quite a serious discussion. I hope I haven't given you any cause for concern. Well, if you say so, I probably shouldn't stay in the empty any longer than necessary, though. So, do you want to take their first shift piloting, or shall I? Phew, I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I have no idea how I would have passed the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I needed to first find that contact from Crystarium. But before that, I was hoping I could have a word with you. Something's been on my mind. This might be not be the place for it though. Those creatures over there look a bit hungry. When I first spoke to Thancred and Uranger about what I'd sensed in the empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone. I guess I was scared of what we'd find. But now that we found Eden, I know that I made the right choice, and if I'd given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what could have been. From now on, whenever I hear that voice inside me telling me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world is not going to help me decide what we should do with that girl when she wakes up. Do you remember what she said right before she passed out? Why am I here? What is happening? What if she's being controlled or forced to act against her will? Oh no. Whatever the case, it's clear that she's not a monster. She's a person, like you or me. And, don't you mean... what? Hold on, I have to see. She's a person, like you or me. Like you and me. Or, but I guess or works. Whatever. Obviously, she knows something about Eden and we need all the information we can get. But more than that, I just want to talk to her. To find out who she is and if there is anything we can do to help her. On the other hand, we mustn't forget that she's already attacked us once. What's to say she won't try it again when she wakes up? If she keeps us from reclaiming the empty, it will be all my fault. It's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do, Glide? Even Emma Silk has reasons. We should at least hear her out. There's not much we can do until she wakes. The neutral answer. Or the non-answer answer. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't be trying to decide her fate before you even know who she is. But that's true. In the meantime, we'll have to be patient and hope that she comes around soon enough. Until then, I'll try to concentrate on the here and now. Speaking of which, I still need to see to Urange's errands. The peoples we're on our way to meet lent us the Sky Slipper and most of the apparatus we've been using, and since we've been sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to them and their colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax. So where did we go? What? Where am I? Oh? Now that we're here, allow me to introduce you to the two members of our inner circle, or whatever you want to call it. Inner circle? That's Gulgul, who's interested in trading in for any relics we find in the empty. Apparently, he mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot, but he's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can't get from the Crystarium. Now, the ones we came to meet should be around here somewhere. Ah, Reen, what a relief it is to see you return unharmed from your expedition. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. We were gone a bit longer than we expected. Glide, I'd like you to meet Luri. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As a representative of the Settlement Council, I'm here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary to your mission. I'll be on hand to provide you any assistance you may require. Acquire? Actually, there's something we'd like you to take care of. It's probably best not to talk about it in the middle of the market, though. I'll take it from here, Glide. You should get some rest. But before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. We still have a long road ahead of us, but if we give it our all, there's nothing we can't handle. Yeah! I don't have any of these, do I? Oh, I do. 5, 5, 5. I got 5 of everything, so let me get some more spells. I see. Though it is mere supposition, it would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing the matter with Reen and Glide until we know more. This guy's always keeping secrets from us, like... Well, I appreciate you telling me, even if it is too soon to be sure. I'm the one watching over her, after all. The Oracle of Darkness. I pray it is not true. What is this? Goo goo. Oh, what? Come on, this is not... Okay, let me go for this. Okay, can't do that. This is not intuitive at all, like, come on, what is this? Okay, I'll get these. Come on, what? A mosquito? Ain't no way. Then we get the waist, the legs, and the earrings. I can get all of this. Oh my goodness. Good pants. You need books for the next step? Then what's after this? Seems like the same stuff. This is what's gonna be the next series of raids. So I'm just gonna skip these, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, these are... Wait, where's the weapon, actually? Magic. There's no weapon. Okay. I don't know what these two want. I'm been told to go to MSQ next. So we shall. But first I need some grub. Right, glamour plate here? Come on. But yeah, I'll be back real quick. Or maybe not real quick. Sure. Hmm. Alright, let's do some MSQ. Shaken resolve. Gods, it's good to see you. I hope your being here means you've had your fill of rest. Not so much as 40 winks, truth be told. You're too selfless, that's your problem. But you'll be no good to anyone if you don't take a break once in a while. Anyway, not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pro. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eurasian Alliance throughout, though. Oh. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimmelt Dark, and that the Empire's shown no sign of movement, which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First? Great. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Flamine to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. What? Hey, don't put that on me. We'll meet you out on the terrace of the House of Splendors. Glide, it has been too long. Tataru did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot express mine. What? Words cannot express how I've longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. She gave her life for us. And so Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next Oracle, this girl who Thancred named Reen? To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. Come on. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Glide, might I ask a favor of you when you next return to the First? To tell Reen what I cannot. To tell her, thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well, for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Rio? Riol, I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish, nay, I've not had a peep out of him, and it's been a good while now, too bloody long. On account of which I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can't get him a signal to him from closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, if it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me way through Gimelt now that fighting's down. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide it. And it beats waiting around here twiddling thumbs. Any road, I just thought I'd let you know. Now I'd best be. Ugh, I nearly forgot. Kryle's at the stones and she wants a word. It's something to do with the patients she was getting ready to examine again when I left. You'd best head back then. I'm sure it's important. Kryle's still in Eureka. I haven't finished Eureka. It seems she's still examining. She's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad.
You're here. Good.
Oh?
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
If one knows where to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening.
Master Matoya?
Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Oh yeah, I forgot Matoya was... We talked to Matoya about this. No rest for the righteous, huh?
I realize you've only just returned from saving 2 worlds, but time is not on our side.
I actually shouldn't have said that, because we get this response way too much.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Don't worry, Master Matoya and I will think of something. Take care over in the First. We're counting on you and the Crystal Exarch to bring our friends. Okay, ladies? I'll be back. Where's the entrance? Goo Goo got you, behind you. Really glad you are returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. But of course it wasn't. Go on. We need you to die. Their corporeal aether shows signs of instability. By the gods, the possibility never even occurred to me. If you have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. Cannot forestall the separation of body and soul. If definitely come, the others must be told. There's too much going on. I don't think I can continue this right now. Alice, you acknowledge me. What are you chirping about? Stop chirping. I'm the one with the news. Listen to me. Listen to me. Alright. The gang's all here now.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
No thank you,
Tancred and Reem not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryl's findings.
Why did he stutter? People normally stutter, but you usually don't do that in video games or movies or anything, or TV
I
shows.
suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryl is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. It is a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
Those close to me?
I would not soon throw my life away. Not after the lengths you and yours went to save it.
I wouldn't mind.
And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Oh?
Ow! What was that for?
Should have smacked him.
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You
Well,
owe
nah.
your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
I say so. But Alice, you're making me feel some kind of way.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What did you just...
Eh?
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary's success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet, were we to immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose.
What?
It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease.
We can't just get...
Only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
That's not gonna work.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Nummo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrand is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Alright. They're playing freaking Montoya's music. They're talking about old hermits again. There's some kind of alternate Montoya? Regardless, I think I'm done here. There's too many distractions going on right now. I'll continue it tomorrow morning. I'm sick and tired of the Exarch's attempts at selfless sacrifice. If he suggests dying one more time, I swear I'm going to grant him his wish. Hey, I'm with you. The Nummo seems such a welcoming folk in Ilmeg. What do you suppose could have driven this one to life seclusion? They played the Montoya music too, I think. It is said that the kingdom of Oberts was once home to the realm's greatest knights and magics both. Commander of place at the royal court, the Nummo whom we seek must need have been a mage among mages. A mage of surpassing skill living a life of seclusion. Now, where have I heard that before? One can only hope they are more receptive to unsolicited visitations. Yeah, that's it for now.